understanding economic development or development only? We are taking question and answer on development, understanding economic development. So first one is the MCQ. Development of a country can generally be determined by. How can we determine the development of a country? The answer is all of the above. That is, its per capita income, its average literacy level, and the health status of its people. The second one is, which of the following neighboring countries has better performance in terms of human development than India? The answer is Sri Lanka. Assume there are 4 families in a country. The average per capita income of these families is rupees 5,000. If the income of 3 families are 4,000, 7,000 and 3,000, what is the income of the 4 family? The answer is 6,000. Now how this answer has come? It is like this. We have to, what is the average? How do we compute the average? It's adding all these, that is 4,000 plus 7,000 plus 3,000 plus x. We don't know the fourth one, so we are just making it as x. And we divide it by 4. And this should come to be 5,000. The average has to become 5,000. So this is going to come as this 7 plus 3 plus 4, that is going to be 10, 10, 14. 14,000 plus x will be equal to 5,000 into 4, that is 20,000. Now x will be equal to 20,000 minus 14,000, that is going to be 6,000. So this is the answer. What is the main criteria used by the World Bank in classifying different countries, and what are the limitations of this criterion, if any? So the average income, that is the per capita income, is the main criteria which is used by World Bank in classification of different countries. According to the World Development Report 2006, which was published by World Bank, the countries with per capita income of $10066 per annum and above in 2004 are called rich and developed countries. So you just have to multiply this by 70 because the dollar rate is 70. On the other hand, the countries with per capita income of $825 or less are called low-level countries. So I'll just give you an idea about the 2011 data. In this 2011 data, anyone who is having, or any country who is having the per capita income of 8.6 lakhs per annum, they are considered to be, that means, developed countries. And those countries which are having 70,000 rupees, this is 8.6 lakh rupees, this is 7,000 per annum. These are the low income countries. So 825 and this 10066 is the data of the previous year, and I'm talking about 2011. Now India comes in between. India comes at around 93,000 in 2011. I'm saying 93,000 per annum. This is per annum, not per month. It's per annum. Per annum means in 12 months somebody is earning 70,000. In this, somebody is earning in whole year 12 months 93,000. So what are the limitations? First of all, it does not tell us about how the average income is distributed among the people in the individual countries. That is, some might be earning well, some might not be. So the countries with the same per capita income might be very different with regard to if the income distribution is concerned. We saw in the previous question also. One might have equitable distribution of income, while the other might have, say, great disparities. That is, say 500, 4 people are there, or 3 people are there, 500 they are earning, and somebody is earning say 50,000. So this is a disparity if you take the average. But if you take say 10,000 and or 50,000 there, so let me take say 25,000 or 20,000 and 20,000 like this, and this 20,000 is 40,000, so 10,000. Now 20,000, 10,000 also becomes 50,000. And there is no great disparity here, but here there is a lot of disparity. This is the problem in this criterion. In what respect is the criterion used by UNDP for measuring development different from the one which we just saw by the World Bank. Now, the criteria used by the UNDP for measuring development is different from World Bank, because World Bank only uses the per capita income. But here UNDP uses something else also. The other criteria, that is, the World Bank uses per capita income as the only and the sole criterion for measuring development, while the UNDP, it uses Human Development Index HDI, and this is based on the combination of certain factors like the health, like the education, like the income as the criterion for measuring development. So only criteria is not per capita income as far as UNDP is concerned, along with all those things which is important for a country to have good citizens, healthy citizens, well earning citizens. These all are considered in UNDP. Therefore, UNDP does not rely only or solely on per capita income as the criteria for measuring development, as in the case of World Bank. Next is, why do we use averages? Are there any limitations to their use? Illustrate with your own examples related to development. So here, see, we use average because they are useful. This is a statistical aspect, a statistical term, average, for comparing different quantities of the same category. For example, to compute the per capita income for a country, the average, that is, you add all the items, divide by the number of items. So the average have to be used because there are differences in the income of diverse people. So various people will have different kind of incomes. However, there are limitations to these use of averages, as we saw in the previous discussions also. Even though they are very useful for comparison, because this is only the single point average, can be a single point observation of what is going on in the country, then they may also hide the disparities. For instance, the infant mortality rate of a country does not differentiate between the male and female infants born in the country, right? A female may be dying more than male or otherwise. So this average tells us nothing about whether the number of children dying before the age are mostly boys and girls. So these are the disparities which we are talking about. Kerala, with lower per capita income, has a better human development ranking than Punjab. Hence, per capita income is not a useful criterion at all and should not be used to compare states. Do you agree? Discuss. Yes, we do agree that the lower per capita income is not the criteria. The thing is that what you are trying to say is, no, I do not agree with the statement that per capita income is not useful criteria to all. I'll give you both the terms. If you agree or if you disagree. First, if you disagree, then what you have to say. If you agree, then what you have to say. Okay. So this is, I'm telling about those students who disagree with this. So Kerala, with lower per capita income, has a better human development ranking than Punjab, because human development ranking is determined using the combination of factors like the health, like education, like the income. So this does not imply that the per capita income is not at all useful. It is. Rather, per capita income is one of the development factors that cannot be neglected at all. The World Bank itself uses per capita income as the criterion for measuring development and comparing states. But this criteria has certain limitation. Now, this is, if you agree, then what you have to say. But this criterion has certain limitation because of the determination of HDI is done using the criteria along with some other development factors like health and education. So if you just say that I don't disagree that this per capita income is not a useful context. Yes, it is. Then you say, yes, I agree with this. I agree with this. Then you have to say the per capita income cannot be the only sole criteria for finding out the situation of the country, because a country may be earning well, it may be earning well, or the Kerala, if you see the Kerala and Punjab, if you compare, say Punjab is earning, one person is earning 30,000 and the Kerala person is earning 20,000. Now the amount may be less, but in Kerala there is good health facility, there is good distribution system, the public distribution system of the various khadyan or some rice and meats, etc. So also the education system is very good. 99% right now of Keralites are educated. So now if you agree, you have to point out these. Find out the present sources of energy that are used by the people of India or people in India. What could be the other possibilities 50 years from now? Because we know after 50 years, these sources, which we are called as paramparagat sources or traditional sources or conventional sources, they are going to finish. So the present sources of energy that are used by people of India, they are electricity, the coal, the crude oil, the cow dung, solar energy. So other possibilities after 50 years, because all these will be, almost the crude oil and coal, all these reserves will be drained or will be finished. But the thing after 50 years is that we can include ethanol, the biodiesel, the nitrogen, the hydrogen, and the nuclear energy, and the better utilization of the non-conventional sources like the wind energy, the solar energy, the underwater, that is the bhutapi energy, geothermal energy, especially with the imminent danger of oil resources, they are going to run out in 50 years. Why is the issue of sustainability is important for the development? So let me tell you that you are here, you have say 50. Now you are using say 40 here. Now your kid will be left only with 10. His kid will, if he is using say all of the 10, the 0 will be with the third generation. So this guy is not using, or these people are not using things which are the energy resources in a judicial manner. They are not using in a sustainable manner, because eventually when this person, and he is the offspring of him only, he may be a dada, he may be he may be a dada of this person, but this guy or this person or this child, how he is going to survive in an environment where there is no energy resources. So energy resources, if he has 50, let him use 40, or let him use say 10, 40 will be here. Now he may use some 10, so 30 will be here. At least few generations until the other sources of energy can be harnessed, the other generation can live properly and live a happy life. So sustainability for development or sustainable development refers to the development which is done without damaging the environment and other resources, important resources. So in other terms, balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for future is known as sustainable development. Let us add future generations here. So the issue of sustainability is important for the development, because development must happen in tandem with future. So if natural resources are not sustained, it will cause stagnation of development, because without energy resources, there can be no development. So there will be a stagnation of development after a point of time. So exploiting resources unethically will ultimately undo the development that a country may have achieved in this time. So this is why, because in future those resources which are available right now will not be available for the next generation for further progress. The earth has enough resources to meet the need for all, but not enough to satisfy the greed of even one person. How is this statement relevant to the discussion of development discussed? Now this statement was given by our Mahatma Gandhi ji. So this statement is quite relevant to the discussion of development, since both resources and development, they go hand in hand. They are purak to one another. And this statement claims that our earth has enough resources, renewable as well as non-renewable, to satisfy everyone's need. So if we use them in economic manner, in a judicious manner, in a very helpful manner, for the sustainability of development, the consumption and maintenance of resources is also very crucial. And this is in our hand. So we have to use the resources, keeping our environment protected and clear, so that there is a balance between development and use of our resources. Or otherwise, after a certain point of time in future, development will be stagnated. List a few examples of environmental degradation that you may have observed around you. So environmental degradation manifests itself in different ways. Deforestation, falling level of groundwater, the soil erosion, the water pollution, the burning of fossil fuels, the hole in the ozone layer, and the combustion from the automobiles or the gases coming out from the various refineries and industries and automobiles, causing extreme air pollution, especially in the urban regions, urban areas. These are some of the examples of environmental degradation. Now for each of the item which is given here, find out which country is at the top and which is in the bottom. So what you have to do here is For this 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, you have to find out the least and the highest. But here, for the highest, you have to find out the least. For the least, you have to find the highest here, only in this one. So let us start from the per capita income in US dollars. Per capita income, top country is Sri Lanka, 4390. And the lowest is what? It's Myanmar. This is for Myanmar, right? This line is for Myanmar. This is for India. So Myanmar is only 1027 this US dollars. It's quite less. Life expectancy at birth, which is the highest? Which is the highest? Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, 74. An average age of a person is 74 years. While the lowest is here, 61. Again, Myanmar. Again, Burma. Now, literacy rate for 15 plus years population, top again is Sri Lanka, and bottom is Bangladesh. This is for Bangladesh. Gross enrollment ratio for 3 levels, that is the primary level of the schooling, secondary level of the schooling, and the higher level of the schooling. So in this, the highest is again Sri Lanka, and which is the lowest? It's Pakistan. It's just 35. HDI rank in the world, here we have to take the lowest as the highest. So Sri Lanka, this is Sri Lanka 93, which is the lowest, is the highest. And what is the highest? 138. This is Nepal. This is bottom country. The following table shows the proportion of undernourished adults in India, that is people who are not getting nourishment, nutrients properly. It is based on the survey of various states for the year 2001. Look at the table and answer the following. So compare the nutritional level of people in Kerala and Madhya Pradesh. So the nutritional level of people in Kerala are quite higher than Madhya Pradesh. 43% of male, 42% of female, they are undernourished. While here they are less. So both males and females in Madhya Pradesh, if you compare, they are higher. So the ratio of undernourished is less than of Kerala is less than that of Madhya Pradesh. Second is, can you guess why around 40% of people in the country are undernourished, even though it is argued that we have enough food, we are surplus in production of food. Describe in your own words. So it is quite clear, we know all that there is enough food in the country. Even then we have 40% of the people in the country, they are undernourished. If you see, they are almost equal to 40%. If you just take them and take an average for 37 plus 46 by 2, it's going to come as 40. Large number of people are very poor. They are so poor that they cannot afford nutritious food. In most of the states, the public distribution system, that is the distribution of cheap food item, does not function properly, or it is corrupted, and the poor people cannot get cheap food items. And there is a lack of educational and health facilities in many parts of the country. So many people remain backward till now, and they are poor. That is why they are unable to get nutritious food. Now coming to the MCQs or multiple choice questions. Which one of the following countries has the largest size of illiterate population in the age group of 15 plus in the world? The answer is which is one of the largest size of illiterate population. So the illiterate population is in Myanmar. It is in Myanmar. Now, development of a country can generally be determined by its per capita income, its average literacy level also, and health status of its people, none of these. So because only one option is being asked, so we will give per capita income. We can obtain per capita income of a country by calculating what? The answer is, we can take the national income and we can divide, that is the national income divided by the total population. This is going to be the per capita income of a country. Kerala has low infant mortality rate. Why? The answer is, it has adequate provision of basic health and education facilities. Health and education both are important. That is why Kerala, being 99% literate, it has low infant mortality rate. Which of the following neighboring countries have better performance in terms of HDI, that is human development, than India? The answer is Sri Lanka. Assume there are 4 families in a country The average per capita income of these countries is 5,000. The income of 3 families is 4,000, 7,000, 3,000 respectively. What is the income of the 4th family? So we just add them, 4,000 plus 7,000 plus 3,000, it is going to be 14,000. So we just add this with the x, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us assume the 4th one is x. So 4,000, 7,000, 3,000 plus x. So 14,000 plus x divided by 4 is the 5,000, which is the average. So this is going to be 14,000 plus x equal to 5,000 into 4, that is 20,000. So just take it here, x will be equal to 6,000. This is the answer. According to World Development Report 2004, the low-income countries are those which have per capita income of, the answer is $825, that is $825 or less. This has changed in 2011. Okay. Identify which of the following cannot be a development goal for a landless rural laborer. The answer is, he doesn't want foreign tours. He just wants land. He wants good labor, good wages. Besides seeking more income, one way or the other, people also seek things like, they want equal treatment, they want freedom, they want security, so they need all of them. So 9 is D. Different persons could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. A fair, just path for all should be achieved. Interpret the concept being discussed here. The answer is national development. List how many tons of liquid toxic waste a vessel dumped in a city called Abidjan in Ivory Coast, a country in Africa. How many tons of the liquid, toxic liquid in the water? The answer is 500 tons. 1 ton is 100 kg. So you can assume how many kg is there. Countries with higher or high income are dash than others with less income. They are more developed than others with less income. Income of the country divided by the total population is known as per capita income. The World Development Report 2006, countries or these rich countries are those which 2004 has in the per capita income of. The answer is 4,53,000 and above. In 2011, it has changed. That is, those countries, rich countries, 8.6 lakh. This is 4.53 lakhs. Now, in World Development Report 2006, low-income countries were those which in 2004 had the per capita income of. The answer is 37,000. But in 2011, this amount is 70,000. 70,000 Indian rupees. In 2004, India came in the category of. In which category India came? Low income categories. But 2011, it is in between rich and poor, because rich is 8.6 lakh per annum per person, and the poor were 70,000 per person per annum. And India was 93,000 per person per annum. Per annum is for a whole year. Comparing all states, identify the states which has the highest per capita income in 2002-2003. The answer is Punjab. Which state had the least per capita income in 2002-2003? And the answer is Bihar. Number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1,000 live children born in the particular year is known as the infant mortality rate. Infant means kid, children, child. Mortality means death. Rate is rate, right? How fast it is growing. So 19th here is infant mortality rate. Proportion of literate population in the 7, that is anyone who is 7 plus and he is able to read or write, or she is able to read or write, is called as, what is the answer? The answer is literacy rate. Which age group of children is included in calculating the net attendance ratio? It is 6 to 10. In 2003, infant mortality rate in Kerala was, it's 11 only, while Punjab was having 49. For the year 95-96, the net attendance ratio of class 1 to 5th in Bihar was 41. Literacy rate for rural male population of Uttar Pradesh is 52%. For calculating the BMI, body mass index, that is what is the height and what is the weight, that is a proportionate body to the weight ratio is body mass index. Weight of a person is divided by, the answer is square of the height. The BMI is less than 18.5, then the person would be considered as undernourished. Report published by the UNDP which compares countries based on the educational level of the people, their health status and per capita income is Human Development Report. SGI rank of India in the world out of 177 countries in 2004 was, it's 126. India's per capita income in US dollar is dash Sri Lanka, that is less than Sri Lanka in 2004. So 29 will go with the less than. Nepal has nearly dash the per capita income of India. The answer is, it's half the per capita income of India. What proportion of country is overusing their groundwaters? What proportion? The answer is 1/3 of the country. We are overusing the groundwater reserves. Resources which will get exhausted after years of use is called, they are non-renewable resources. We cannot renew them. That is why they are called as non-renewable resources. So these are the key to the question answers we just saw. This you have to recheck, otherwise all are correct. So this is about the question and answer of this topic. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.